Hello. It's the Fat Boy back with another F1 2021 My Team Career Mode episode here in the second last race here in Jeddah for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Now this qualifying event, I was kind of shocked when I crossed the finish line towards the end of this lap, as you can see. And be sure to stick to the end of the video because it's just one of the most entertaining races that I've ever done in my entire life. As now we head down the start finish straight, DRS open towards the finish line. Under the bridge we go, and it's a 1 minute 27.9, I think that is, and we are P7. So then at this point we finished P8 towards the end of Q1, and I was obviously surprised when I was pre-recording this because the car couldn't even get out of Q2, let alone getting into Q3, especially when we're in the top 10. But we are still playing the same AI, like in the 90s, 95 to 100, as I always keep it. Legend AI, if I'm not wrong, that is. So, at first I thought that I should forfeit the attempt to get into Q2, but I remembered that we have to get the points, the 6 points that we need, and we can get into Q2 with that amazing lap time. I'm sure that we have to seize the opportunity to get the 6 points that we need to finish our primary sponsor objective as we finish the second qualifying session with just one lap. We've just been getting P7s all session long. So this is definitely history in DPB Motorsport, as now we head down the finish line for the third qualifying session. And yeah, I'm gonna show you the full lap. I brake at the 100-meter board heading into turn 1. We turned quite a bit early, quite a bit of oversteer. That's a bit common in first two turns. Next, now we head into the turn 3. I brake somewhere past, just past the signboard. We have to lift off a little bit there because we can't turn the nose in into the fast corners. We have to be really careful because if we take one corner wrongly, all these few corners that I'm taking right now will be just messed up. As now we have DRS open heading into turn 9. For me, I brake just before the 50-meter board. Use all the track on the outside, but don't be on the throttle too much because you can get quite a bit of oversteer or wheel spin. As now we head down the second, or should I say the final back straight, I think that is. Heading into the next braking zone. Brake at the 50-meter board into 6th gear, sometimes 5th gear if you have to. I missed the apex there as we deployed DRS on the final back straight. Now we just go flat out all the way, easy flat, and I prefer to brake a little bit somewhere in between the 50 and 100-meter board, as now we go down the start finish straight, and this lap was so perfect that it was the fastest, sorry, not the fastest, it was a P7 again. And towards the end of the session we get demoted to P9 as Verstappen gets pole, followed by Perez, Hamilton, then Bottas, so on and so forth. Then at this point I knew I could not bottle this opportunity. I cannot put this opportunity into the bin. I knew I had to how do I say it? I knew I had to do something to get those 6 points. And if you want to get all 6 points that we need for this race, we need to get 7th place or higher. So at this point, this is a golden opportunity for us and we cannot squander it. If not, we can't get the extra 5 million bonus for succeeding the objective. So yeah, we doing this just to get the extra money from our primary sponsor. And our teammate is P18 if I'm not wrong. And pretty much that's all for qualifying. I'll see you on the grid. I'll see you for lights out, and yeah, that's it.
So here we are then, welcoming you today to one of the jewels of the Arab world, Jeddah. One of the biggest cities in Saudi Arabia, second only to Riyadh, gateway to Mecca, and one of the biggest ports in the region. and now host to the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. Unlike many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. And it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn one. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Bottas, Carlos Sainz, and Norris. The Black Mamba, Vettel, Ocon, and Kimi Raikkonen. Giovinazzi, Leclerc, Lance Stroll, and Russell. Gasly, they've taken a grid penalty. Latifi, Fernando Alonso, and Yuki Tsunoda. Schwartzman, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Mick Schumacher, Mazepin, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
And I shall not let you down, Jeff, because this race is probably the most important race of the season. Get the extra cash from our primary sponsor. This race is, again, I'm repeating this, the most important race. Pretty much the main point of this whole episode. We decided to stretch the soft compound tires by one lap just to save 27 extra milliseconds and underfueling the car as much as possible for heading into the race. And we're starting P7, so two people had grid penalty, Ricardo and someone else, I can't remember who. As now here come the 5 red lights for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, and we are underway. Verstappen getting quite a good start. Hamilton lagging behind a little bit. Ricardo is still struggling to get past the two Haasers, as we know. 3 wide with Leclerc and Raikkonen. And we are losing places heading into turn 2. And we are down to P11. So we went from 6-point finish to 0 points finish. As we go around the outside, Raikkonen just on the track limit for turn 3. And we're still struggling to catch up to Charles Leclerc. This race is all to play for, I think that's the saying, as we go off the track again, struggling with track limits. As we now head into the banking of turn 9. And there's our teammate Schwartzman trailing behind Lance Stroll, who is starting on the medium compound tires. And at the moment we are still holding position against the Alfa Romeos, and Vettel is forming a bit of a train between Esteban Ocon, Leclerc and myself, mainly because that Vettel might have the he either has one component, more worn components, or just simply has a slower tire, as we get dirty air from Charles Leclerc, which is the reason why we can't get to the apex of that braking zone of the left-hander, as Leclerc tries to make it 3 wide between the other two drivers, and we try to at least try to make some time to Leclerc, but Leclerc gets the better exit speed out of the final corner, and Max Verstappen sets the fastest lap of the race, as they're gonna go 3 wide again heading into the heavy braking zone of turn 1. I sound more energetic because I took a bit of a break. Obviously I need a break, I'm human, as we almost rear end Leclerc once again, and we go for the switchback of dreams, but Leclerc has the position and he manages to secure 9th place, but we rear end him once again, and this time it's not Vettel that's slowing everyone down. It's now, I mean, Ocon, it's not Ocon's fault because Vettel is still holding up Leclerc. Even I'm getting so much dirty air and I rear-ended Leclerc once again. But thankfully we do not have damage and we get another green sector, almost 3 seconds faster than before, as they are now side by side heading into turn 9, the two former Ferrari teammates. Obviously Vettel being the one who left last season for Aston Martin, for last season obviously. And now actually at this point I'm just waiting for pre-season testing in Bahrain or wherever, as now we are gonna get the upper hand on Vettel. Obviously we're on a soft compound which gives more straight line speed, and we managed to overtake the 4-time world champion just before the braking zone of the left-right chicane. But Leclerc manages to get the upper hand, as now we fast forward to lap 4 where we actually get DRS on Leclerc right about now, and Vettel got overtaken Pierre Gasly, as you can see on the leaderboard, probably somewhere around lap 3, as now Leclerc and Ocon are going for a fight heading into the final hairpin. Ocon's gonna get slowed down as we go for a beautiful move around the outside, and we are side by side with the Alpine, obviously them being our rivals, our main rivals this season. Yeah, it's a good battle as we're now side by side. Ocon, we overtake Leclerc as well. It's gonna be a double overtake, but I overshoot the corner, and we have to give the position back to Charles Leclerc. If not, we're gonna illegally overtake the Monegasque driver. And we skip towards the end of lap 5. DRS open now. We are closing into the Ferrari men. We make a left tap on the barrier, as we are now getting ever so close with the Ferrari's rear wing, but we go wide again, just past the apex of the final corner, as now we are slowly getting towards him. This is our second chance as we go around the outside. I should have gone down the inside instead, but now we almost overshoot the corner, making the same mistake as the last lap, and we managed to hold on to Leclerc, but he at the moment has the inside line, obviously the better track positioning heading into turn 3, as we get quite a bit of oversteer. We made quite a bit of contact with the Ferrari, but thankfully no damage so far, and I have to be really careful into the fast corners, because if you mess up one corner, you can mess up the rest of the corners that's ahead of you. Let's now get DRS. This is our second shot. We go for the inside, we change for last minute, and we go around the outside, or at least we try to go around the outside, but Leclerc defends beautifully, parking the car in the middle of the track, and we were still chasing him to the end of lap 6. This is another chance, but we just kept bottling the opportunity to get past and get the 6 points that we need in 7th place. But again, Leclerc still with the better track positioning, but we do have DRS, and this battle should be all but over for us, as Leclerc actually heads into the pits, so it's actually a priority to get the undercut in Jeddah. And obviously in the track speed exit here is good for making undercuts, because you can carry more speed heading into turn 2 as we now head into the pit lane, skipping one whole lap now into lap 7 obviously. Now we cross the finish line into lap 8. Pierre Gasly is right behind me, and there is Carlos Sainz. Obviously we're not fighting him at this moment as we go for the pit stop, the last 6 laps on the medium compound tires, as now Leclerc is heading down the main straight. It depends whether we can get the best pit exit, as now we are side by side, but as I told you, the undercut is possible in the Jeddah Corniche circuit as we go wide once again. Obviously that's my fault, I took the apex too late, and we were battling so much until the last lap, as Leclerc overtaken me somewhere, I don't know where. Obviously I deleted the clips, as now we get DRS on Leclerc. This is one last chance trying to get 6 points out of the hat for today's race. We are getting ever so close to Charles Leclerc, obviously maintaining our distance heading into turn 1 and turn 2. We try to go for the switchback move, but Leclerc manages to hold out. This is really important if we want to get the 6 points, because I don't think, again, we are not going to hold out in Abu Dhabi for points. Maybe we will, maybe we won't, but anyway, heading into the fast corners now in turn 6, turn 7. Sorry, this is turn 7, I keep confusing myself. Now turn 8. We have DRS on Leclerc once again. This is another shot of going down the inside or the outside, but Leclerc is too far ahead for the time being as we head into the banking of turn 9. We have to be a bit careful, as I think at that point of time I did get quite a bit of oversteer, so I had to be careful with throttle. Or maybe that's just wheel spin. As now we head into the next medium speed corners, still trying to get closer to Leclerc, but the Ferrari power unit is really strong. But I remember that our power unit is 4th best on the grid, so it's good for a team on their debut season. And we're getting ever so close. I have been harvesting my ERS as we go wide again, and that's where Leclerc and Mick Schumacher crashed. I can't remember when, but I just know as we now got DRS. This is one last shot heading into the final corner. We go around the outside. Leclerc parks the car on the inside. We manage to overtake him just before the braking zone. And that's pretty much game over. Leclerc's DRS, but thankfully we get the 6 points that we needed from this race.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Brilliant stuff from Red Bull today. What a superb victory. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
So last minute overtake, giving us the 15 points that we need. As looking at our teammate Schwartzman is in 18th, so I think he was in 19th before. I'm not sure why Schwartzman catch up at all. Like he just improved like 1 or 2 positions. I improved by quite a lot. Oh wait, no, I'm still in the same position as when I started the race. So I'm fortunate that we got 15 points that we needed. So technically I could DNF from the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but obviously I want to end the season on a high. So as we now head into the R&D screen right around now, we have 1.7k R&D points, so we can start adapting more of these upgrades to get a very good season 2. At this point we have to harvest as many R&D points as we can. We need to get all 600 points that we can from Abu Dhabi, but Schwartzman is also playing a part as well, because he can get the other 600 points that we needed. If not, we're gonna lose some upgrades for the aero and the chassis department. So I decided to go for the cheapest one first, then I'll deal with the most expensive one via weekly resources. Obviously we have to do that before the end of the season, if not those upgrades are gonna get taken away from us. So far we adapted the front wing, main flap, and part of the rear wing, I think. And I have no idea why I was out for quite a while. Front wing gurney flap. No, wait, no, we don't, because it's just a bit too expensive for now. So we get the upgrades that are below 300 R&D points, and we only have a few. Chassis upgrades to adapt. And if you made it to the end of this video, again, please like, subscribe, and turn notifications. You need to do that if you want to help me, and it also helps as well because I can develop quality content for you guys. So anyway, I'm the Fat Boy. Thank you for watching till the end of this video. Be healthy, be happy, celebrate the new year, and I'll just see you next time. Yeah, goodbye.